Do you want to download Fortnite updates faster? Well, I'm about to show all the steps I use to improve my Epic Games download speed. As you can see from the amazing feedback on screen, these tips have already helped so many people. But with more updates on the way, I want to help even more of you. All I ask is if this video helps, please drop a like, subscribe, and check out my website gamessettings.com, where you'll find the latest pro player settings to improve your gameplay today. Starting off with Tip 1 in the Windows, Start menu, head into the percentage sign. Local update, a percentage sign folder, then head into Epic Games, Launcher, Saved Config Windows, and inside you want to look for a config called Engine, and after you have opened it, up. The file could be either blank or it could contain some text. Whatever is in there, just replace all of it with the following commands, which I'll leave in the description below after that. Just don't forget to save the file. Next is Tip 2 search. Up percentage sign. Local update, a percentage sign, then head into the Epic Games Launcher folder, then into Save. Then inside here, you want to look for some folders called Web Core and then some numbers. There may be one, like there is for me or there. Maybe two. However many they are, you want to select these folders and delete them to clear your Epic Games cache. Next up is Tip 3, inside the Epic Games Launcher at the top right under Settings. If you scroll down to the bottom where it says Throttle Downloads, you want to try and tick this box. You can then set the download speed to 0, which will set the bandwidth speed to unlimited. Then you can restart the Epic Games Launcher, and you can then try downloading your games again to see if it makes any difference on my system. Having Throttle Download selected actually made my MB slightly lower, like it literally dipped a little bit. However, since I did go back and revert it via turning it off, it seems that it is slightly higher now. But this is something you can try out for yourself to see which one is ultimately better. As, again, this is something Epic Games even recommend you try out. Next is Tip 4. Inside your device manager, if you find your main connection, so either your Ethernet or network card. For myself, it's my Ethernet cable, and it's really important for this one you find out what your brand is. So mine is Intel. From there, you want to go into Google and type in whatever brand you've got, their network driver, followed by your operating system. And this should find a website that has the latest driver for your network adapter, which is what you then want to download and install. An alternative way to do this is to simply right-click and update the driver. Like so. It's really important that you keep these updated because outdated drivers can affect your download speed negatively. Next is Tip 5. Inside the Windows settings under Apps, under where it says Installed Apps, and inside here I like to go through all the apps I barely use and make sure to turn off their background application use, as they may be taking up a lot of bandwidth in the background without me knowing. So for Microsoft Copilot right here, I barely use that. I like to open it up, go into Advanced Options, and where it says Background Apps Permission by default, it's power optimized. I like to go ahead and select Never, and this basically ensures that it is not running in the background, and you can do the same thing with any other application that might be running in the background. Just go into the Background Apps and click Never. Next is Tip 6. We're going to open Windows Security, which is free and comes with every Windows PC. You can literally just click into Virus and Threat Protection, but you can see that I'm actually using Malwarebytes, which isn't sponsored or anything like that. I just do believe this is the best one, and it's one that I prefer, but you can use anything you want. But essentially, when we do scan either one of these software or any one of your choice, we're actually looking for spyware, Trojans, and like other things that can be running in the background without your knowledge, which can drastically slow down your PC, and most of all, it can actually siphon your bandwidth and slow that down like massively. And what this will do is it will go through scan for all of them and basically remove them or quarantine them. So it's something you can do. Just literally Google antivirus software or anti-malware software, have a look, get one, and run a scan. You may be surprised at what it does. Actually fine. Next up is Tip 7. Click on the Windows Start menu and head into Proxy Settings. Then inside here, you want to ensure that you are not using a proxy server, as these can cause issues when trying to use Epic Games. Services next up is tip 8, right? Click the Windows icon and head into Network Connections, then scroll down to Advanced Network Settings. Click on your main network adapter. So for my system, this would be my Ethernet connection. It should give you like a drop-down in here. You want to go into more adapter options, then you want to make sure that the IPv4 box is ticked, and then you want to go into its properties, where you can now change your DNS server, which is something epic. Games actually recommend inside here. You can use the most popular one, which is Google's DNS server, or you can go with the second most popular one, which is Cloudflare. Server for myself, I ended up going with Google's one, which is 8888, and then 8844, because after I did test it via going into the CMD, then typing ping, followed by Google's primary DNS address. As you can see from the results, it turned out to be slightly faster than the other one, so that's what I ended up using next is tip 9. If you open up your CMD and run it as administrator, you can then try these commands in order from top to bottom, which will flush your DNNs and correct your IP configuration. Your internet might go out for a second, but it's all good. It'll come back. The reason why we're trying these is just in case your slow speeds are due to an outdated or corrupt DNS cache. This is especially good to do after you have changed your DNS. 2, as you can see, this is another step that Epic Games themselves do recommend, and they have a detailed list of instructions of what I've basically just described. And finally, we've got tip number 10. If you head back into Advanced Network Settings, under Edit again, but this time click on that Config button. We firstly want to go into Power Management and uncheck both of these power saving options right here. Make sure to actually uncheck the second one first, followed by the first one, and after you have unchecked both of those, you can go into Advanced. Inside here, the following settings I am going to change can improve your performance, but they are optional. If for some reason they do have a negative impact on you, you can just revert them back to default. I'm starting off with all the default settings. So for the first one here, that's the ARP offload, or rather all the offload settings. I like to go ahead and disable them as for flow control. I know this does sound kind of counterintuitive, but I've read that the TCP itself has its own built-in flow control mechanism. So what I like to do is go ahead and disable this setting. Scrolling down, we've got another offload setting. Like I mentioned before, I like to disable all of these a jumbo. Packet ensure that's disabled. I believe it is by default under that. We've got some more offload settings. I like to go ahead and disable. There's another one here that's ends offload. Get that disabled, and scrolling down, we've got some more offload settings. Get all of these disabled, so got the last one right there, disable that. And finally, for these wake on settings, I like to go ahead and disable all of these. But like I mentioned, guys, these are optional. If for some reason you do have any sort of negative effects, go ahead and set them back to default. It's that easy to fix it. But you may be surprised at how good these optimizations are. It'll actually throw in one more bonus tip, which is like the basics. You should know that if you upgrade your ISP package, you will get better speeds, also using an Ethernet cable instead of Wi-Fi. And you can also upgrade your router to see if that helps. Remember to check for other downloads, like in Steam or something, as they could be taking up your bandwidth. What you don't want to do is download multiple games or even update all at once. You want to download each thing separately. Also avoid things like streaming services while you are downloading. If all else fails, you should try the old classic method of turning off your router and turning it back on again to see if that helps. Hopefully, all of those tips helped you download game updates faster. If it did, please let me know in the comments section below and let me know your thoughts on the video. Be sure to like if you liked it or dislike if you disliked it. You can also subscribe for more videos like this, and before you do go, feel free to check out any of these that might interest you.